Good morning. So this is your Wit and Wisdom video for Wednesday, March 31st. So I hope everybody had a great afternoon. I hope you had a really good Monday off. I know that was unexpected. And so your video from Tuesday said Monday, but it's okay. I'm sure you figured it out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started with you guys. Remember today we just started module 4 yesterday. So we have a new essential question. Our big question is, how does food nourish us? That's our essential question. Our focusing question, how can food nourish my body? That is the focusing question for the first 8 lessons. And then our content framing question today is, what do I notice and wonder about the digestive system? We are going to look at a book today called The Digestive System. We're going to notice and we're going to wonder about this book today. And we're also going to talk about something called shared research. That's our craft question. And we're going to talk about why shared research is important. So our learning goals for today are to ask and answer questions about the digestive system, the book. We're going to develop and discuss some questions, and we're going to examine the importance of conducting shared research to answer a question. Right. So here is our video for today, and it is a little long, but it's mostly Miss Sabella reading the book. Hold on, let me make sure that I am sharing this. I was not, so I'm glad that I checked. Okay. Here we go.
Welcome back, incredible thinkers. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need the digestive system, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Today, we're going to begin to explore one of our core texts, the digestive system. We're also going to learn a bit more about shared research. This focusing question will continue to guide our thinking. Please pause here to read the question to yourself and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Since we're just beginning to explore this text, let's take some time to notice and wonder. Please pause here to set up a notice and wonder question chart in your journal. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we are on page 162 in our knowledge and response journal, page 162, and you're going to put today's date on the top, 331, the title of the book, The Digestive System, and then you're going to do notice and wonder and make your chart on page 162. And then hit play when you are ready to continue.
I'm going to be reading aloud the first 25 pages, the first half of this text. As I do, I'd like you to jot down what you notice and also all of those wonder questions that you have. And as an option, instead of writing the words down, feel free to draw pictures if you like. And remember, you're in charge of your own learning. You'll pause as often as you need to study the illustrations and to do some thinking as you jot down what you notice and what you wonder. Are you ready? Let's get started. Find the truth. Everything you are about to read is true except for one of the sentences on this page. Which one is true? T or F? Your small intestine is about 5 feet, 1.5 meters long. T or F? An acid strong enough to dissolve metal helps digest food in the stomach. Find the answers in this book. Contents. 1. It's a gas. What makes you belch? We can find that on page 7. 2. Your food processor. Why is chewing so important? We can find that on page 13. The big truth. Food's long journey. What happens to a sandwich after you eat it? We'll begin to learn about that on page 24. 3. Digestive disorders. What makes your stomach ache? 27. People are not the only living things to eat cheese. The mold growing on blue cheese is enjoying it too. 4. Call the experts. How do doctors examine your digestive system? We'll start to learn about that on page 35. 5. Fit for life. What kind of exercise is good after a meal? 39. True statistics. 43. Resources. 44. Important words. 46. Index. 47. About the author. 48. Don't forget, as I'm reading, be sure to pause to look at the illustrations and the words closely and jot down everything that you're noticing and wondering, or draw some pictures that capture what you're noticing. Ice-cold drinks slow down the digestion process. Warm or room temperature drinks are better for digestion. Chapter 1, It's a Gas. Burp. If you eat or drink too fast, you'll swallow too much air. This can cause you to belch. You're having lunch with your grandparents. You're on your best behavior, but as you sip your soda, your stomach starts to feel strange. It feels very full. It aches. Then the worst possible thing happens. You belch loudly. Embarrassed? Probably, but don't feel too bad. It's your digestive system in action, and it's normal. Everyone belches. When you eat and drink, you swallow gas as well as food. It could be air. It could be carbon dioxide from a fizzy drink. Sometimes the gas comes back out as a burp or a belch. Your stomach doesn't need gas, so it gets rid of it. What it needs is food. Food is the fuel that provides you with energy. Your body needs energy for moving, breathing, and even thinking. Drinking bubbly drinks through a straw is a recipe for belching. You take in air through the straw as well as carbon dioxide from the drink. Your digestive system slows down at night. However, it keeps breaking down food even while you are sleeping. Your digestive system breaks food into small units that can be used by your body. Whatever you can't use is passed out of your body as waste. Bacteria in your system change part of the waste into gas. Some of this gas is absorbed into your body, but other gases are released out of your digestive system through your rectum. It may seem embarrassing, however, all people have gas in their digestive tract. It is perfectly normal to pass gas as many as 20 times a day. Food to gas. Some foods cause people to have more gas than other foods do. Beans, for instance, are not completely digested by your small intestine. When the beans reach your large intestine, bacteria begin to feed on them. The bacteria produce large amounts of gas in the process. Most gas passes quietly, but sometimes it builds up pressure. It comes out at high speed. This creates that familiar sound. Foods such as eggs and meat contain a lot of sulfur. When the bacteria in your stomach feed on these foods, they produce gases that smell like rotten eggs. Phew! What are you noticing? And what are your wonder questions? Don't forget you're in charge. Pause as you need to, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue. The digestive tract is like a long, winding tube. It is helped by other organs in the body, such as the liver. Chapter 2, Your Food Processor. From one end to the other, the digestive tract is about 30 feet, 9 meters long. Your digestive system has an important job. It breaks down food into tiny pieces. The nutrients, vitamins, and minerals in food can then pass into your bloodstream to be used by your body. Your digestive tract consists of 6 main parts: the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and rectum. Each part has its own task. Chew on this. Your body begins to break down or digest food as soon as it enters your mouth. Teeth break up the food into smaller pieces. Saliva is the liquid in your mouth. It is produced by salivary glands. It contains chemicals called enzymes. These start to break down starches in your food even before it's swallowed. Saliva also contains a lot of water, which mixes with the food. This helps the food slide down your esophagus smoothly. Muscles around your esophagus squeeze or contract in waves. This action pushes food down the esophagus to your stomach. Your front teeth cut and slice food. Your back teeth mash food. Your body makes more than 1 quart, 0.95 liter of saliva each day. Mashed food inside your esophagus is called a bolus. Don't drink this juice. Your stomach is made of strong muscles. It can stretch to hold about 3 pints, 1.4 liters of food at one time. When food enters your stomach, the muscles squeeze and mash your food into smaller and smaller pieces. The cells lining your stomach release a liquid called gastric juice. It contains enzymes and hydrochloric acid. This acid is strong enough to dissolve metal. A mucus lining protects your stomach from the acid. Gastric juice begins to break down proteins. Proteins are found in foods such as meat, cheese, and eggs. Food stays in your stomach for 2 to 5 hours. Once it mixes with gastric juice, it is called chyme. The stomach releases chyme into the duodenum. This is the first part of the small intestine. A muscle called a sphincter relaxes to let a little chyme pass through. The sphincter then squeezes tightly to keep the rest in your stomach. How the stomach digests food. 1. It takes 5 seconds for a piece of solid food to reach the stomach. 2. Food enters the stomach. Gastric juices break down proteins. 3. The stomach walls contract. The digested food turns into chyme. 4. The sphincter opens to let a small amount of chyme pass. What are you noticing? And what are your wonder questions? Don't forget you're in charge. Pause as you need to, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue. If you stretch out your small intestine, it would be almost 20 feet, 6 meters long. The small intestine is about 1 to 2 inches, 2.5 to 5 centimeters wide. It's small, but it's long. The small intestine is where most food leaves your digestive tract and enters your bloodstream. Before this happens, the food is broken down even further. Organs, such as your pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, help this digestion happen. Your pancreas squirts fluid into the duodenum. This fluid is rich in enzymes that break down fats, proteins, and starches. The fluid also contains a chemical that makes chyme less acidic. It is called sodium bicarbonate. Your gallbladder adds a liquid called bile to the chyme. Bile helps break up blobs of fat so that enzymes can get to it more easily. Bile is made in the liver. It is stored in the gallbladder. The small intestine has many folds. It is lined with millions of finger-shaped bumps called villi. This creates a huge surface area that can absorb large volumes of food quickly. Tiny blood vessels inside the villi absorb the nutrients straight into your bloodstream. Each villus is covered with even smaller finger-shaped bumps. They are called microvilli, the wall of the small intestine. Nutrient-rich blood goes from your small intestine to your liver. The liver converts the nutrients into substances needed by the body. It stores some nutrients. It releases them into the blood when they are needed. The liver also breaks down harmful substances such as alcohol. If a surgeon accidentally cut off a piece of the liver, it would grow back. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables is good for your liver. They contain enzymes, vitamins, and fiber that help with digestion. The end of the line. By the time the food reaches the end of the small intestine, most of the nutrients have been absorbed. The parts that your body can't use pass into your large intestine. This intestine is only 5 feet, 1.5 meters long. However, it is about 3 to 4 inches, 7 to 10 centimeters wide. The large intestine is also called the colon. It absorbs minerals and water from indigestible food. This makes the waste more solid. Lumps of solid waste are called feces. Muscles push the feces along the colon to the rectum. They remain there until you go to the bathroom. Kiwi fruit contain a high amount of fiber. They help keep your large intestine healthy. Digestive tips. 1. Eat at regular meal times. 2. Chew your food well. 3. Stop eating before you feel really full. The brain signals the feeling of fullness about 10 minutes after you're actually full. 4. Relax. If you are relaxed, your body will produce more gastric juice. 5. Sit up straight when you eat so that your digestive tract is not cramped. 6. Avoid drinking lots of liquids half an hour before or after your meals. 7. Don't eat late at night. It takes your body longer to digest food when you are asleep. The big truth. Food's long journey. It's lunchtime. You take the first bite of your sandwich and start chewing. You wash down that mouthful with some milk. However, swallowing is just the beginning of the journey. It may take 20 to 30 hours for this food to digest completely and for the waste to leave your body. Noon. You take a bite of your sandwich. You chew it until it is mushy. Saliva helps break down the starches in the bread. 12:01 p.m. The bolus of sandwich slides down your esophagus. 12:02 p.m. Your stomach begins to mash the bolus into chyme. Enzymes break down the proteins. Strong acid kills bacteria in the chyme. Chyme stays in the stomach for a few hours. 3 p.m. A squirt of chyme enters your duodenum. Your pancreas and gallbladder release liquids to help digest it. Villi in the small intestine transfer nutrients to your bloodstream. 6 p.m. The last part of the chyme that can't be digested enters your colon, large intestine. The colon absorbs water and minerals and transfers them back into the body. Midnight. The undigested chyme is still traveling through your colon. 6 a.m. The waste enters your rectum. It waits there until you go to the bathroom. 7:30 a.m. The wastes come out as feces and are flushed away. What did you notice about these sections of the digestive system? Please pause here to look over your journal, see if there's anything else that you'd like to add, or if you'd like to add illustrations to some of your notes to help you remember what it looks like as food travels through the digestive system. Also, if you'd like to share what you have with your learning partner, use some time now to do that. Just hit play when you're ready to continue today's lesson. Why is shared research important? Take a look at the cover of today's text, The Digestive System. What kind of book is this? This is an informational text. Where do you think the author found the information to write this text? Pause here to think about that or to chat about it with a learning partner. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. During our other modules, we conducted research and we used many different types of sources. But according to this chart, there are even more sources. In addition to books, there's also articles, digital books, the internet, songs, timelines, videos, magazine articles, photographs, and paintings. How do research sources help us answer questions about the world? Pause here to think about that question or to chat about it with a learning partner. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. In this module, you'll conduct a slightly different kind of research. It's called shared research. This means that as a group of students, you'll work in a small group to collect and record evidence. And as you do that, you're sharing the responsibility of researching. That's shared research. Sometimes, when the authors of informational text are looking for information from experts, they often reach out to a person who's called a content consultant. This book had a content consultant, and we can find that at the very beginning of the book on the copyright page. When I turn to page 44 of the text, I see that there are many resources that this author used to find information so she could write this text. Okay, powerful thinkers, I'd like you to pause here so you can stop and jot one idea about why people do shared research. Jot down your thinking, pause to do that now, and just hit play when you're ready to wrap up today's lesson.
Okay, so we have been doing a lot of listening. Miss Isabella read a lot of the book to us. And now it is time for you to stop and jot. On page 163, you are going to stop and jot one idea about why people do shared research. So we're going to write that question on the top. So one idea about why people do shared research? Okay, so that is your question to stop and jot about. One idea about why people do shared research on page 163. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that now. If you need to rewind and listen to that section of the video again, go ahead and do that. And then hit play when you are ready to wrap up today's lesson.
Wow, there's a lot of information in this world and so much knowledge to share with others. When you do shared research, you're working together as a team to dig through that information and to pull it together in a way that you can communicate knowledge to others. So it teaches them something new or it answers a question that they might have. Shared research is so much fun, and I can't wait for you to dig into it with friends. I will see you again soon.
Okay, so that is the end of the video lesson. Okay, and what you were going to do today, you were to do the notice and wonder on page 162, and there were so many things that you could notice and wonder about. So many. I think that you should easily have 3 notices and 3 wonders. Easily. Okay. And if you need to go back and listen to it again, you can do that. And I'm going to put a little number here. I want you to have 3 of each. Okay, 3 notices and 3 wonders. And then you're supposed to do the stop and jot, and you're going to take pictures of your 2 pages, 162 and 163, and you're going to upload them into the Google Slide for me today. And that is all that we have. Let me pull up the word of the day. Here we go. Today's word is water. Water, that's a good word for today's lesson, isn't it? Water is good for you. We talked about that in our video. All right. So there we have the word of the day is water. All right. So you guys have a great afternoon, a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.